Now this is podcasting. I'm your host, Macsrebo.
And I am your mother,
Jennifer, aka Macsrebo's mom. Now, in this episode, we have a very special guest, Abigail, or McHeretic on Instagram, and also my cosplay mother.
This is a very special time for us. Abigail is our first cosplay guest, right?
Yeah.
And so this was a very important person that we wanted to have on the show, and we're going to break down how important she is and how influential Abigail has been in Mackenzie's journey through the cosplay world. I know, look at you. We're putting you on that pedestal. Maybe we can attribute some of those trophies thanks to Abigail, right?
Well, I said before that you're my cosplay mother. So how are you my cosplay mother?
Well, for one thing, we're always doing like mother-daughter stuff, so.
Yeah.
But you have
Invisible Woman and Valeria.
Mm-hmm.
Little Woman and Little Bee. Oh gosh, what else do we do? Those are just a couple of examples. Mira.
Yeah.
I know it's a wild journey.
So yeah.
So do you want to ask, actually, since she is your cosplay mom, how did she...
Yeah, why did you pick me out of any other young cosplayers? Why me? For Valeria, to be your Valeria.
Because you are a big ball of energy. You are extremely lovable for it.
Cute.
I guess we'll get into that. I'll never forget, we first met Abigail back in 2023, you were saying, right? Was our winter con. That was when we were first getting on to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was Aura Singh and you were Harris and Dula, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, she was drawn to your wonderful, amazing cosplay as Aura Singh. That was what really caught Mackenzie's attention.
Yeah.
And then we ended up traveling around in the same circles. And I'll never forget when we actually got that special message from Abigail, and you had asked and said, you know what, would Mackenzie be interested in being your Valeria? And Mackenzie, what was your reaction?
Yeah.
And she had no idea who this character even was, and she did not care.
I just want to do more cosplays and really get into more fandoms that are not Star Wars and really get into more of the Marvel cosplays.
So this, when we told her was going to be a Marvel character, she was like, I'm all for it. When she knew your relationship, right? Calling her cosplay mom, because as you were saying, Abigail, you play then Sue Storm, right? The Invisible Woman. And it was funny. Mackenzie was like, I have no idea. But then once we told her,
I saw the movies. I saw the movies of the Fantastic Four, and so I knew who the characters are, but I didn't know that they had kids. I knew like Sue Storm and Reed Richards was married, but I didn't know they actually had kids, and I would be one of them. And that's why I'm waiting down for the Doomsday movie coming up, because I want Valeria to be in it. Because the Fantastic Four First Steps had my older brother in it. I want me in the spotlight.
Now, you as Sue Storm and being one of those characters there, that costume you actually designed and created for?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Now that's a pretty special one, because I know that was something that really brought and made your bond together just really, expand from that moment on.
And
Now, how did you get into the cosplay world? What inspired you?
Okay, so once upon a time in 2011, I was traveling with my parents in Maine, and we were at a Chinese buffet. And I crossed paths with two girls who were in cosplay. One was Amy, the other was Rouge, both from Sonic the Hedgehog. I was ecstatic, like, oh my god, I gotta get a picture with them. And here's the evidence to back it up.
Oh my goodness, wait, a little forward there, wait. Back a little bit. There we go. Wait.
It's so
She's like the invisible woman in real life. Look at this.
So
I love that. Oh my goodness. You see the pictures, and that's really it. Always those moments seem to really stick with you.
yeah, there's more. To go. Like the two girls filled me in briefly on cosplay and Comic Cons. There was one across where we were, but yeah, we didn't go because we were traveling at the time. And then like I want to say 2013 was when I made my first cosplay, Princess Zelda from Legend of Zelda, the Twilight Princess version. And then like the following year was when I started doing like cosplay themed birthday parties for all ages. Like, and then 2017, a few years later, I went to my first convention at the Cradle of Aviation, Long Island Retro, and I won. I won the contest there, and yeah, I guess it just kind of took off from there.
That was your springboard into it. That's amazing, and it's awesome to hear that it was a local convention that you got your your footing, and look at how much you've blossomed. Because that we've known each other for that long, but this is our first time really hearing the story of how you've gotten into this particular amazing world of cosplay. And it actually answered our question. We wanted to know that first particular cosplay that you ever had done.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing. I'm not sure if you know Zelda, that particular is from Nintendo.
Yeah,
right?
I know that the game is in the Nintendo.
Right. And that's why the retro game, right? It's a convention that's more geared towards gaming, correct?
But yeah, like every year they'll have like video game consoles set up, even like the really obscure ones, mostly from the 80s and 90s. That's like the bread and butter of the convention for me.
That is awesome. We never had the opportunity to do that. We definitely want to check it out. And it sounds like a lot of fun. We do love the Cradle of Aviation.
We are sticking with the theme. I'm going to say this. Do it.
Do it. Oh. In her greatest of Palpatine impressions. I love it. And I love that when we get those impressions and impersonations here. What did you want to look at as far as, I know that you were talking about how Abigail is so crafty and she makes...
Yeah, you make like big robots and power armors out of like foam. Like, what was your first like big build that you made?
Like big build?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
armor.
Like an armor character, like a transformer.
Like my very first like actual big build was the Transformers Prime version of Alita 1, who like that particular version, like since Alita 1 does not appear in Transformers Prime, somebody actually did like a fan rendition, like as if she were to appear in the show. That's the version of her I did, and it took like maybe a few months to put together. I couldn't. The original plan was to get her done by New York Comic Con of 22, but I didn't get her done, so I just went and I barely got her done in time for Anime NYC. So far she's like the biggest build I've done, and to this day she's like 4 years old now. She's like the ultimate favorite, and yeah, she still holds up after so.
Wow, I didn't realize that's how she actually got to be the inspiration. And yeah, that's one of your iconic type of cosplay.
Even though people still call her RC, so
they always get confused with those two.
Yes.
And also another question, how did you get into Transformers, and how did you get into Transformers as cosplaying and also the human forms?
I would blame a certain knucklehead for getting me into Transformers, but yeah, like before a few years ago, I didn't know much about Transformers. I just knew it was like a toy line, and mostly consisting of robots that transform into cars and planes and all of that. And then a few years ago, he's like, "Oh, I think I want to do Optimus Prime," and I saw how much he took off. Like with his human Optimus, I might as well do Alita 1. So, like,
So it all started with a fellow cosplayer.
I didn't know anything. Yeah, that's why I say I blame him for that. So,
Wow.
like, I since I don't know much, I didn't know much about the fandom at the point. At that point, I'm like, which character do you do? What do you do only one? Okay, I'll do one then. So, it took some, and then, over time as I was working on her, she like started to grow on me, and then to this day, she's like the ultimate favorite personally, and like after we started posting Transformers content, soon like everybody started following behind us, like with their human, we call it like human Transformers, with the cross armor, the leather jacket, I mean some of them, some of the human former cosplayers we know actually have made their armor out of foam as well. So.
If you could be, now that you're pretty much more familiar with the Transformers fandom, right? I'm so surprised. I really thought that was something that maybe that was like close to your heart, and that's what made you branch off, because you have so many of these different iconic type of looks. And so yeah, that's really surprising to me that it wasn't something that you knew beyond. But now that I think you're more well versed with that particular fandom, is there a Transformer that you would like want to portray, and if so, like if that one that you have not yet done, and if so, like why would that be someone you'd want to create?
Alita 1 will always have a special place in my heart, honestly. I mean, I do a few other Transformers as well. I've done RC, Black Arachne. Who else have I done? Mega Empress. I've also done Causeway, who's like not an actual character, but a fan-made character. I've done Blaster, a big build Blaster, and he's also a favorite.
Yeah, anytime I think that you're one of the big builds,
yeah,
it draws a lot of attention.
And not a lot of people know this, but I've also done Solus Prime at the last TFCon that happened back in October. I'm gonna be bringing it back at some point. Well, I'm also sorry. Yeah. As of right now, I am working on 2 more Transformers. So.
Okay. Time will tell then.
Yeah.
You can't wait to see.
Someone who wants to dress up as a Transformer, what are some like tips for them to get started in building or just cosplaying as a Transformer?
I guess pick like a Transformer that they most resonate with, or a Transformer that they want to do. I guess like a favorite. I guess. How do I?
Do you think maybe the human form is like the best entryway because you seem to have flexibility?
Yeah, mostly that. Like most of us like wear like some armor, cross armor, and leather jackets. I mean, they don't have to have armor. I mean, even if it's like a t-shirt and jacket, if it's just that, then they can always just add to it later if they wanted.
That's one of the things that I really admire about you, because in the world of cosplay, it can be a very competitive type of atmosphere. And one thing I can say from the perspective of a mother, that you are just so welcoming, and you're always encouraging and never putting down anyone else's ideas or lack thereof of us. Mackenzie has all these wonderful thoughts of what she would like to do, and sometimes we don't get around to it just because our lives are busy, and you don't get you just love having her around, and that just makes my heart happy, because then I see how much she lights up being by your side and the fun that you have. So if anything, it's just starting with that simple idea. Like you said, it could be a particular character that speaks to you and their personalities, and definitely I think Mackenzie is little B here.
I feel like I like the live action Bumblebee because he talks to the radio, and I love listening to the radio. And I feel like just like there's a whole bunch of like different like video clips that I love, or like different like iconic sayings that I love to like say, as you said before, "Do It" by Darth Sidious. If I was Bumblebee and I had the little like radio, I would put that on and say like "Do it," and all the time. I feel like that's just like my personality, like being all bubbly and always like shining bright. And my dad is Optimus, which usually is Optimus is a father figure for Bumblebee, and I really think that is fitting for both of us.
Among the pod of Optimi.
Yes, I mean, and that that brings up the special group that for the Transformers that you belong to several different groups. Would you mind sharing that with everyone?
Sure. Yeah. For like I do have a group myself, Robot Cosplayers, which is mostly oriented around like big build cosplayers. But I also run along with Big C Nelly on Instagram, Rebels of Cybertron, which is more oriented around like the human formers, as I said before. So those are just to name a few.
All over the country.
Oh yeah. Like in the Rebels of Cybertron, we do have members scattered across the country as well as internationally. You know, like France for one.
Hawaii.
Like one in Hawaii. I know it's not international, but we have one in Hawaii also.
Right, not part of the continental U.S., so that's amazing.
We also have at least one member in Puerto Rico. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely widespread the outreach there, and it's that's what's beautiful about this particular social platform, how it connects people, and that's one thing.
It brings people together with their interests. Like I remember, I did like I loved Star Wars, and when I went to social, I found a lot of people that had the same interests as me. I found a lot of people who like Star Wars or Marvel, and I even found you at WinterCon, and you brought me into a different fandom, Transformers.
So actually, that brings up, like we had mentioned, Aura Singh, and she also does from Star Wars.
Padme Amidala,
right? And Sue Storm, and recently you teamed up as
X-23,
right, from Marvel. There's Alita 1, RC, and Blaster.
Yeah, Blaster.
Right? Transformers, you do the Sisterhood of Steel, right? For the power armor from Fallout. I mean,
another favorite.
What draws you to a character when deciding who to cosplay?
I mean, sometimes people will suggest a cosplay to me, and then like, or I will like see a character, I'm like, oh, I want to do that character now. And then like I'll do some research, you know, find some good reference photos, front, side, back, every detail of every possible corner, you know, even if it's, I just had to get like some sort of idea of how to bring the character to life, you know.
Right, because you're stepping into like those characters' shoes, so it is a whole experience that you're trying to bring their personality, and that's great that you do a lot of research.
Even if it doesn't turn out like 100% screen accurate, I'm still proud of how they come out usually. I'm not really...
Yeah.
Well, as Vader would say, impressive, most impressive for all of your cosplays.
Yeah, and I also love the Valeria Von Doom that I usually wear. I won about like more than 2 cosplay contests, and I win them a whole bunch of like times in that because it's handmade and it looks really good.
In fact, you were present for actually both of them, right? We had one at a library con out east, and that was your very first time bringing home the trophy.
That's also in my yearbook too.
Oh, by the way, it is in the yearbook.
Classmates, one actually, my classmate was like, "Is it Sue Storm?" I'm like, "No, but it's her daughter." You're so close, and everybody's like asking me like all these photos that I did not do in school. And they're like, "Who's this? Who's this? Like, why are you wearing the wig?"
That's so funny. Yeah, so she has a lot to attribute to your skill set and thankful for and appreciative of being able to wear that costume. It's probably what beyond the Star Wars, that's one of her most meaningful costumes because not only has it propelled you to be on the stage and winning, but has made your relationship blossom even further. I've lost my train of thought there because we were talking about all the various fandoms, right? You wanted to ask if there was.
Oh yeah, do you have any other fandoms or any other cosplays that you want to like do or accomplish and cosplay them for like a different fandom that you haven't done?
Haven't explored yet?
Done enough DC cosplays yet. The only one I've done so far was Starfire, but I guess that doesn't count. Let's see. I was thinking of doing Mothra from Godzilla.
I love Godzilla. I might do a little Godzilla cosplay. I'll have the tail, little spikes going down my back. I love Godzilla. So
that's a future team up, I see.
I want to do a cosplay like a human form of Godzilla, like having like a blue wig, blue like spikes coming down my back. Oh, I could be like human form of Godzilla.
Me just spewing when I get fed up after everything, right?
One fandom I haven't explored yet.
That's so cool. Oh, the monsters.
Sneak peek.
That's so cool.
Inside. Thank you.
It's so creative. I think that ties in with another about. Oh, of course it does. Of course it does. So you were talking about there's so many different, Mackenzie, of different ways of creating cosplay. So one being, we know that Abigail
uses foam.
There's, you could be well versed in sewing, 3D printing. What's your go-to?
Like what do you do the most, and also like what is another skill that you want to improve or get better as? If there's like one way of making a cosplay and you don't really like that way and you mess up usually, do you want to improve with that one?
Right. That's a good question. That was
my strong point, as you probably noticed before, is EVA foam. Let's see. I mean, I'm still honestly, I guess I'm still kind of learning with sewing. Latex is another skill I want to work at. I also just got a 3D printer, so I wanted to try to get that up and running. But for a while now, actually, I've had a 3D pen, a professional 3D pen. I've used that for like some accessories, like with cosplays, for example.
Nice.
Little pendants, like charms, pendants, like the pendant that was hanging off of the zipper on X-23's top.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pen.
Wow. So that's impressive.
I always want to get a 3D print. I see like all these like videos of like people making all these like really good things, and I always want to get one. One of my friends actually has one, and she made like this little cat in the hat. It was Cat in the Hat Day, and she made a little like hat, and she had like a little like hole that she can put on her braid.
Possibilities are pretty much endless. I know. Like, we should be very thankful that there's so many different talents and ways of getting into cosplay. And so, of course, there could be the more traditional where you can buy outfits. There's various avenues. I know that there's outlets where people can search online, but just to see the creativity is so inspirational, right? To see how you've put together just to take foam, you have to measure, cut it into the specific style, and then on top of that, then you're painting and making it more realistic. So kudos to you, because it takes pretty much, like you said, you were spending months on end, right? Like creating those kind of style cosplays.
Yeah. So, for example, with the big builds, they usually take like maybe 3 months or so to make Blaster took like a month and a half because I was like uh, crunching like mad, getting him done for New York Comic Con one year. So, but some of the more comfortable cosplays, they usually take a couple of weeks or so.
You're speaking about conventions.
Yeah, what are some conventions that you love or always looking forward to going each year? Like, oh, I always want to go to this
Yeah,
one
what's
this year.
your I know there's so many different conventions. Like what are your top choices that you're like, I must attend these events?
Well, as of late, I guess it varies from convention to convention. My favorites have been like any convention at Cradle of Aviation, any convention at the Mohegan Sun up in Connecticut. Like they hold like Terrificon, CT GamerCon, uh, once in a blue moon. Actually, that has happened a couple years in a row where CT GamerCon falls on the weekend of my birthday, so I call it the birthday con.
I thought you were going to say it was going to overlap with another convention. I always hate when that happens and we have to pick and
Yeah,
choose.
that happened to us one time before with
Right.
Con.
It's the Cradle Con, but that took preference. Like you said, it's one that's, close to your heart. So we chose that over.
Like lately, like past few years, couple favorites have also been like BotCon, TFCon, because
Where are
just
those typically held?
uh let's see, BotCon. One year it was at the American Dream Mall. The past couple years it was at over in Indiana. This year it's going to be over in Chicago. With TFCon, they hold the convention at like three different locations every year. Two are like solidified, like LA, um, Toronto. The third location they rotate every year, like have it at like Baltimore, another year Chicago. This year it's going to be in Orlando.
Wow. Some nice big cities there.
Yeah.
You're making your way through. Now, you would typically, I know that from our experiences, it was always easier for us to drive, especially when you're transporting cosplays, and Mackenzie's cosplays are not nearly of your size. So is that you would be driving to all these different locations?
Yeah, we usually drive everywhere. So, oh, because we have a kidnapping van. I'm kidding. It's a convention van. Don't freak out. Cancel
She's
me.
got cookies,
One,
puppies, and
No, it's a kidnapping
one,
van. We got cookies. Oh, come to the cookies.
one time I actually went in their van, and you're like, "Oh no,
I
they're gonna
said
kidnap
when
her."
when Mackenzie was helping put this stuff in the van, I was like, "You're gonna try to kidnap her now?" Because she was in there pretty deep trying to bring the stuff in. But you need use it is that's it's a great tip though. People don't really understand if they are planning on having these elaborate type of builds and cosplay costumes, that transporting them and deciding what to wear. Sometimes, like we were fortunate this past weekend when you were attending the street fair, the design of what we were going to wear and how we were going to do it also helps plan, have to plan that out too, right? And weather dependent if you're outdoors.
Because I've said it before. I will say it again. Your health is more important than uh, layers upon layers of foam or fabric, especially out in the heat. Gotta take care of yourself.
So we both did that same sound at the
Like,
same time. We were knowing it, and so appreciative of people that who take the time, like such as yourself, to you know I'm sure just seeing people's reactions is something that helps to keep you motivated, right? Especially young children, I'm sure.
Too, 'cause especially since there are hard times uh, worldwide. They're just hearing like more bad news one after the other, and they just need a break. They um like there are like plenty of people out there who will like have the holier than thou kind of attitude. Like, oh, pay attention to me, egocentric Then and then there are very few people like like us who want to share the light, spread the light, lift people's spirits, give them meaning.
Right. That's, I think, that why you two connect so much is because you enjoy seeing the lifting up of others,
Yeah,
and just I know that just like taking a picture, how we could see that it made someone's day even brighter. Yeah, surprisingly, even though with those bright skies on that Sunday, that just somebody that you took the time to take a picture with.
I remember it was the Farm of the Old Street Fair and I was roomie and you were like not in cosplay anymore and there's like these little kids coming up and there's like this kid that's running and hugged me and my mom's like, do you know this person? I'm like, I haven't seen this person my whole entire life.
Yeah, I thought
but they saw their roomie, they saw their favorite character from K-pop Demon Hunters and they loved that character so much that they're like, I finally see you in person. I want to hug you so much. And since the character had the patterns, they feel bad for that character. And so now they see that character. Now they feel what they feel because they saw. And so that just like brightens my day. And also the character brightens their day.
So getting back into K-pop Demon Hunters, I know, have you yet seen the show, Abigail? But this is what I love your honesty, and this is what I want to share because that didn't matter. Mackenzie, I know, she made us watch it a million times, and
I did.
and became room, and she was just so hoping that she could get another one of the Huntrix crew together.
And all we need is Zoe. If you do Zoe cosplay, if you're listening to this, please join our group. We will recruit you. Please.
Is this the new recruiting message?
Yes.
This is going out. We're sending this message goes out to all those K-pop fans, those fanatics. We need Zoe. Zoe, where are you?
Zoe?
Oh, I should have dangled the Zoe.
Oh no, you should.
Well, now but again, when we haven't put out all the videos yet, I know that because Mackenzie then is like, and you're such a trooper because you're down for whatever. She's like, we're creating this video, whether it be at like Ren Fair, and we have like a whole list of things that we have to put
videos
out.
that I like to do,
and yet, like you said, you research the characters, certain clips and such, so that you can get into characters. So that's amazing. Like it's almost like you guys have to be actors.
Yeah.
Like I'm.
It's like acting. You have to act like the character.
Right.
I feel like if there's a princess, you have to act like you're a beautiful princess and proper.
So we talked about a little bit about the convention life.
Yeah.
And what conventions you're looking forward to. There was something else that I know that you wanted to focus on with that. Like you talked about your health, right? Is there a favorite type of like go-to convention snack, perhaps, that you like to have on hand? Like because stay hydrated.
Along with like protein drinks, coconut water, or protein.
Yummy.
Anything with protein, or if you can't like find any sort of food around, I have like these little things, tamales. These will definitely hold you off for a while.
Nice. Yeah, because I mean, you can get caught up with being either if you're at a convention and you want to see particular celebrities, those lines can get long, or you just get caught up. I know people wanting to take your picture and you're just like constantly stopped and in a circle of people surrounding you wanting to snap photos, which I know you fully enjoy, but it's so important that you do take the time. Your health, staying hydrated is definitely key because I've heard some horror stories. And especially, you have those builds and there's certain things like, do you have anything that you put on that helps like cool down your body?
Yeah, I definitely do. Like with my power armor, for example, I have a cooling suit It's just a bodysuit with hoses, like literally covering every inch of the suit, with an ice pack, like if it gets hot outside. And I usually resort to it. I'll flip like the switch on in the ice pack. It works wonders, especially on a hot day. With my other big builds, I have like a tiny little fan on the inside of the helmet, so I get some sort of ventilation, or I'll poke holes on the helmet or the mask, so I don't asphyxiate. Because I've oh, and the neck too. Like sometimes I'll have like if I don't have anything handy, I'll have like a neck fan. It just kind of sits on my neck like so.
That's what we had during the street fair. I had for my bumblebee, and it was so hot out that I had it on the whole entire time, and it died.
Yeah, it died, and then it came to the rescue.
One horror story, well, borderline horror story. I was at a fashion show, with like I had featured all my transformers, including all my human formers and the power armor, at a fashion show. I had to find people who are like about the same size as me that would actually like fit the costumes. The guy that was in the power armor, we were like waiting online to, get on the runway. Like he actually passed out in the power armor. It turned out he was overheating, so this is why I'm saying verbalize. Your health is more important.
He didn't tell us.
But yeah.
Wow. That's pretty, it's really important.
Very.
Very important. So that's something not to take lightly, and something that like can easily be overlooked. So thank you for sharing the experiences, and help get that something that may be in the back burner in somebody's mind, that they're not really thinking about this and they're new into this world and really don't know. That is something that definitely needs to be addressed.
Yeah. I mean, so, but yeah, it was quite an experience. That's why you got to take care of your health, especially when you're in costume, and that's why you have to have there with you.
Also, what is your favorite cosplay to do with a group or just like a duo, like as any fandom or any cosplay?
Your favorite?
Like
That's
your favorite?
It's like picking a favorite child, probably.
Yeah.
I have one. I have a favorite child. I could say that.
So I'm the only child.
You are.
Yippee!
She's my favorite daughter.
Her only daughter.
So yeah, to answer your question, my ultimate favorite is casual Elita 1, but fans also love the build Elita 1. I mean, I do have other favorites as well that also rotate from time to time, but Elita 1.
Is there? I have a question then for both of you, since you were talking about the favorites, though. Is there a particular team up that speaks more to you when you are with Abigail, and vice versa when you're with Mackenzie? Which is one that probably is one that you get most excited for?
I feel like Valeria, because that is kind of how we met. Not really how we met, but how we started as cosplay mother and cosplay daughter. So that's kind of like a memory for me. And also it's a nice kind of duo, since like the Fantastic Four is now getting more movies into Marvel now, since like the Doom is coming out. They have Fantastic Four First Steps, and I feel like that's a nice duo. And also it's a family too. You can build on to the family.
You built on, yeah. In fact, that's how you then got Dad to become Doom, right? So now the three of you go around. So I could see why Valeria is definitely one that speaks to you. How about yourself, Abigail?
Well, he is actually.
He literally is your father. I am your father.
I am your father. Yes. Mhm.
Any duo.
I know if they're
Like they're all fun and they're being like joy or like so like wow I like that is so cool I like you really do a nice cosplay or like a good a representation of that character.
nice, you do, you both, and I think you feed off of one another really well, and I got my taste of trying to be the person behind the scenes with the camera work, and I don't sell that short for Dad usually being the one who takes the reins on that because to keep up with the two of you, man, whew, I need an energy bar.
Usually when Dad is in cosplay you have to carry all the stuff.
Should we get into like a lightning round?
Oh yes.
Like if
wait,
could you only choose like one?
can you be like the talk show person like
Welcome to the lightning round. Yeah.
okay, lightning round.
Okay, so then this is where we're going to choose one or the other for Abigail. Okay.
Okay.
All right, start things off here, Mackenzie.
Marvel or Transformers?
Transformers.
Ooh. Autobots or Decepticons? Good answer. Good answer. What was this one you wanted to?
Oh wait, Star Wars or Marvel? I was gonna say Transformers, but I knew that you were gonna pick that, so I'm like, had to go with a good Fandom.
No.
Can't choose.
That was a tough one. That was like it's a tie. That was we'll go with. How about you just say Disney? Covers all the bases. Right, exactly. So
it's like all of the above. It's Disney.
what was? Oh no, I guess you probably. I was gonna say, did you want to ask one of these questions?
What?
That you were wondering?
Oh. What is a cosplay that you always wanted to remake or like redo the design for if you didn't like the way like a thing was added?
Mm.
That's one example. Among some of the other cosplays. Because like usually when I'm at a con, I've gotta dance, right? Especially when
You're dancing, buddy. Boom, boom. We need some music in here. Boom, boom, boom. That was cue the music. Dad missed it. But this question comes to mind. Which is harder, building the costume or packing it for the convention?
Oh.
do, 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 do.
I guess the mixture. One time, my car actually had some problems. Our car actually had some problems, so we had to get a rental. The only one they had available was a Mustang, and we had a Fallout photo shoot to get to. So we literally like Tetris, like every square inch of the car. That tiny little. Oh yeah, it's quite an experience. That's why we need a kidnapping van.
Exactly. That was a great visual for myself. I'm thinking of all these little pieces and like having to maneuver. Oh my goodness. That's definitely probably a moment of anxiety trying to make sure that you can fit everything together, and I'm having those moments thinking of how we're going to pack for a plane ride for a convention. Wish us luck because we're taking on her first flight to Frisco, Texas for Rebel ScumCon this August. So we have to carefully. I said I don't even care. She's going to wear her Hera headpiece on her head
because we're planning
because I'm not paying for it.
So I'm going to be like in full outfit and cosplay.
She's gonna wear full. We're gonna
put just for the headpiece. That's gonna be like a little weird, but if I wear the whole costume, like I'm going to a convention this weekend, and it's one of the days are today, so I have to get dressed up now.
So this is a. I mean, we're so comfortable talking to you. We could probably go here so long and for the night, right? Like just catching up on some things, but I know we'd love to have you on again so that we can continue the conversations and reflect on some of those
and get more of those
questions
in. But like a whole bunch.
If you want to close that out with a particular question, I know.
Yeah, if anybody who's listening and they want to get into cosplaying or be a part of one of your groups, what is like one tip that you would recommend for them?
I guess starting out, usually, what's next? Like if you don't want to spend a lot of money, I guess look for something in your closet. That's what I did when I was little. Like just grab something from the closet, put it together, you know? Like I call it a closet cosplay, you know? I guess yeah, it's a good start, you know? I mean, if you have any questions, I'm willing to help however I can, you know?
Yeah, we usually like buy a costume off of like
we
somewhere.
buy pieces.
Yeah, we buy pieces and then we put them together and repurpose them.
Repurpose, right? Because I know, in particular for your Hera, the bomber jacket, you talk about like overheating, and we knew that for Mackenzie going around inside of a convention center, that the thick jacket would just be too much. So we actually just took a
rain jacket.
Well, it was a windbreaker type jacket, and Nana had attached the collar. You had put together some of the pieces there and colored in. So it's like taking things and making it your own, and it doesn't necessarily have to be purely screen accurate, but at least that's a start for
like something. And I remember we were online to meet Hayden Christian, not Hayden Christian, Ewan McGregor, and I was so hot. It was at New York Comic Con, and I was Hera, and so I had like the windbreaker jacket on and like some bag pants, and they were so thin. Like the pants are thin, the jacket is thin, everything is so thin. But I was so hot, and I had goggles on so you could see the steam. It was like so smoked that you couldn't see anything. It was fogging up.
And so we knew we had to take off her, like, and you said your health is important, so we made sure that we took that off. We made sure she was hydrated, because just standing around it, just with all the bodies, because on the busy days of the conventions, that's quite crowded, and then everyone's giving off body heat in addition. So even though they have the AC on, sometimes you don't feel it. So it's definitely something. But I love the tip of just starting with something that perhaps you have in your closet and repurposing it and making it your own to create and show your appreciation for a particular character or fandom. And that's pretty special.
Even if, people get nitpicky, like, buzz off. It's the character. It's my favorite character, They just be comfortable at it, Like, nobody controls you, You do you. Let it roll off your back. Have fun. That's the whole point of cosplay. Just have fun. Gotta put cosplay.
I think that's like the best words of advice to give to anyone, and a wonderful way to close out our time, that it's be true to yourself, right? And do what makes you happy. And that's something that you definitely, that aura that you have about yourself, you have that confidence, but yet you're so approachable and helpful and inspirational. And I think that's something that's why Mackenzie wanted to have you on the show and be our first cosplay guest to really speak to your experiences, because you have a very
You're such a good cosplayer and
person, just beyond characters, you as a person.
And also somebody that I'm close with. I usually want to get my friends to be on it. And if I see other people,
Oh,
if I see other people who are like really like or like
wanting
or
to-
yeah wanting to be on it and really have like something like if they
That's
do
special for
theater
them.
or like something that they do for
They're
like
passionate.
the community or passionate about, they can probably come on.
Right.
And one of my friends actually does theater, and I want to actually talk about theater and how she got into it and ask her questions about that.
Right, and like you said, because in the cosplay world, stepping into the life of a character, like how that has a similarity. So, Mackenzie's goal is to really reach out and we see her as the future, right? And now that she's growing up, it's been happening so fast before our eyes, but she's still so young, and if she can be inspirational to others and branch out and show the connection, and that there is such a welcoming community out there, helpful community to inspire others to get involved in this world of cosplay, it's definitely something that's special and we don't take for granted, right? And we appreciate all that you have done. Your mom, we call momager as well,
Yeah.
because she is always,
She's always helping out at the conventions.
whether it be putting the bobby pins in, for getting Mackenzie's wig, or redesigning something and helping out, or coming through with safety pins at the last minute. She's definitely always on hand. And I know that we could spend even more hours talking about that, but we could even go into another episode together. So, our last thoughts here. What do you want to say to Abigail?
Thank you for being on our show, and I really hope that you can probably be on another episode with us, because we have so many more, like a whole list of questions for you to ask. So yeah, thank you for being on our show. Now this is Macsrebo, signing off from Galaxy far, far away.